Hello, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you a few outfits that I put together in a classic boho style. So when I'm thinking of classic items, I'm referring to pieces that are very simple. They are often in a solid color. They have very minimal details. The patterns are very traditional, and the shapes are not oversized or overly tight. They're in that middle ground. I also think that bright colors can be included in a classic style, but they're often used in a very restrained way, and colors are often not mixed when you are going for a classic effect. Now, when I talk about boho, I am a little nervous to use this word because it has such a strong connection to what I'm going to say is the 2010s. For me, boho is strongly associated with festival wear, and it is also strongly associated with the 70s styles of clothing. I'm not particularly drawn to wear those styles. So when I'm talking about boho, I'm referring more to handcrafted elements. I'm thinking of natural fibers, delicate and highly detailed patterns, bright colors, jewelry, and what I love about boho is the fact that it celebrates human design and artistry, and I just love to see that in clothing, and it's something that I'm always looking for. All that being said, I do think I would feel quite strange if I went for a completely boho outfit. So what I'm going to do in this video is mix my classic items with my boho pieces that are more interesting and give that summer feeling. Now, for today's mini capsule, I have actually picked out 15 pieces, which is the biggest mini capsule I've ever done. I have got 5 tops, 4 bottoms, 2 one pieces, 2 bags, and 2 accessories. I think that the boho style calls for a highly accessorized look and layered look, and so that is why I have included more pieces than I have in the past. Now, going through these items one by one, I have picked out a navy bandana with a white pattern, a red pashmina scarf with very light purple and yellow designs, a very classic linen shirt in a very bright red-orange color, a large linen shirt in an aqua, almost mint color, very bright, a small scoop neck navy t-shirt, a small black tank top with kind of a square neck, a black wrap top, which actually matches with the tank top, a light wash pair of denim in a straight leg cut, a printed midi, almost maxi skirts in a navy, yellow, and blue color scheme, a pair of dark brown linen blend pants, a very voluminous tiered black cotton maxi skirt, a cotton blend ribbed maxi dress with a tank top design, a very dark gray pair of overalls, a medium-sized brown crossbody bag, and my small brown shoulder bag that I am sure you have seen before if you have watched my other videos. So every outfit that I make will be made entirely from these pieces alone. And without further ado, let's get into the outfits. So for outfit number 1, I am wearing that red shirt with the red scarf and the light wash pair of jeans. So I've gone all in on the red here. And I actually love it. I think putting those 2 red pieces together in some way makes them less of a statement. And I also think pairing them with the light wash denim is another way to kind of mute their effect. If those jeans were very dark black, the red would pop in a way that I just don't particularly prefer. And I did tuck my shirt in here, which I don't usually do, but I think it works very well here to highlight the scarf because it allows that scarf to just hang beneath the shirt's hemline. And I just think it's a little more dramatic that way. I have got this scarf tied around my neck with the long piece in the front and a shorter piece over my shoulder. And this is my favorite way to wear this really large scarf. I did try it tied around the waist because I have seen that on Pinterest, But it's not my personal favorite. I think there's just a little too much fabric going on there at the waist with the jeans and the scarf. So I wanted to show you the detail on that scarf a little better. As you can see, it is very large. It is as tall as I am if I'm holding it up unfolded. And it has the pattern throughout the front and the back. The back is just the reverse image as far as the colors go. And so what I do is I will bunch the scarf up into a narrow piece. Then I will wrap it one time around my neck, and I will just pass one of those ends through the loop that I have made. And so I have basically a half knot. Then I will fuss with it until I have a shorter end hanging over my shoulder and the longer end hanging in the front. And I think this shirt, pants, and scarf combination is just something that I can go back to over and over again and create new combinations and new outfits with. Now let's talk about outfit number 2, and I am wearing my very dark gray overalls with my navy t-shirt, my navy bandana, those fisherman sandals, and my small brown bag as well. And so I envision this outfit as being perfect for outdoor activities. If I was going hiking, I could easily just change the shoes. This outfit also works extremely well for doing chores around the house or for getting messy in the kitchen. And that is what I usually wear this outfit for. The bandana tied around the neck is my favorite way to wear it, but I did try the bandana tied around my head, which I truly never do, but I do think it looks pretty good. I also want to add that if I was wearing sneakers, I think the boho effect would be significantly reduced. It's just interesting how very small differences between outfits can completely change how we perceive them. I also put the bandana around my bag just to see what that would look like. And I think this is the most unfussy and low maintenance way to wear the bandana. So I'll honestly probably wear the bandana in all 3 of the ways that you have seen here. And I'm really glad that I experimented with a few different options, because when I can only wear an accessory in one way, I will get tired of it much quicker. The last thing I want to say is that I am completely in love with the color combination here. That dark charcoal with the very dark navy with the very dark brown, I just think is so beautiful and so pretty. So even though this is very casual, I do really like it, and I'm pleased with the results. I think I did classic boho here. Outfit number 3 is also very dark in color, and it is, again, a very simple outfit. So of all the outfits I put together, this one perhaps has the least boho in it, but there's a few reasons why I think it still qualifies. This outfit is entirely about adding boho accessories, because if I was not wearing the bag, the jewelry, and those platform slides, this would be a very easy outfit to dress in a very classic way. Now, the platform slides you haven't seen yet if you have been watching my videos, and they are a shoe that I wore all last summer. I absolutely love them, but they are quite polarizing. You either love them or you hate them, and I am a person who loves them. They are extremely comfortable and just give me a little bit of extra height, which I really enjoy. Another thing to point out here is that black is not my most flattering color. However, just by putting on a little bit of blush, I really think I've mostly counteracted the effect that black has. Here you can see that jewelry closer up. I'm wearing a red coral beaded necklace and then also a gold necklace with a lavender colored pendant. And I love this combination of necklaces. I really like it when there's a layering of 2 necklaces going on. As you can see, this black wrap top is a very low V-neck. And so I've chosen to wear the matching black tank top underneath here because I want this outfit to be very practical for my everyday. And I don't always want to have such a deep V when I'm going about my day. Finally, I want to point out that there is almost no color in this outfit. The red necklace is the only pop of color here. Otherwise, I've got the black top, the brown bag, and the brown pants. And I think this is a very nice color combination. And I think even though all of these colors are very classic within themselves, black and brown is not something that I think was considered beautiful in the past. And so Just by mixing the black and the brown pieces, I think this creates a more modern effect. And it's something that right now I really like. So let me know what you think. Are black and brown good together or not? Now, outfit number 4 I wore on probably the hottest day of the year so far. So I did not wear any makeup. It was just too hot. But I think that very bright, vibrant shirt is doing a lot of work for me, and I love it. And this is an all linen outfit. So the shirt is linen and the pants are a linen viscose blend, which I'm not sure I would buy a blend again, but I do like how the viscose just keeps the linen from creasing quite so much. I decided to wear some large earrings just to match the large shapes going on here. The bag is quite big, the shirt is big, and the shoes are chunky, so I thought large earrings were called for. And especially in person, I think those larger earrings really help to balance out the effect of all these big shapes. The other thing that I played around with for this outfit was my hair. So I put it up into a ponytail, and I also tried it in 2 braids in the front. And I wear ponytails and braids occasionally. I think the ponytail was fine. I think the braids are fine. But I consistently just think my hair looks best down. And that's really why I always leave it down. That being said, in the summertime, I obviously wear my hair up a lot just to get the hair off my neck. In conclusion, this is yet another casual outfit that I can do all the things that I usually do in without worrying too much about getting it dirty, and I think it is still achieving my style goals. And yeah, I would definitely wear everything the same, and I would just change that blue shirt to the red one that you saw previously, and I would get a whole nother outfit out of it. So in these videos, I don't show every possible combination that I could make. I choose my favorite ones. If you want to see me do a video where I make a small capsule and then make all the possible good looking outfits, I could do that. Let me know if that's something you'd be interested in. And here is the jewelry up close. I've got a very pretty brass pair of earrings. These were actually handmade by an artist. I bought them at a local market, and they are a beaded flower design, and the flower is actually a thistle flower, which I think is just so cool and unique. And then here's the bracelet up close. It just has multicolored beads within it. And I think both of these add a lot of personality to this otherwise very classic all linen outfit. For outfit number 5, I'm wearing an all navy base. So my t-shirt is navy and my skirt is primarily navy. And then I've got a brown bag and a black pair of shoes to go with them. This outfit I actually wore to my cousin's graduation, and I felt very pretty, and I was not uncomfortable at all. And I think the scoop neck t-shirt is very nice here. Because that skirt is so long, it goes all the way to my ankles essentially. I think showing a little bit more skin at the top around the collar is very nice. I will say that the maxi skirt itself is the entire outfit. It is very statement. And I would likely only wear this skirt with other very simple items because that pattern is so intense, for me at least. I do like how the bag and the shoes are mismatched colors. I think that gives everything a more casual feeling. So even though I'm wearing a very nice skirt, I've essentially dressed it down with a casual top, bag, and shoes. So the boho elements here are the skirt, very obviously. And again, that layered necklace look. I'd also say the slouchy shape of the bag and the platform shoes themselves push everything in a boho direction. I also wore my large flower earrings again, and I just really love this outfit. It's nothing too crazy, for sure. It's nothing too special, but I think a lot of people have patterned skirts, and so this would be a very easy outfit to play around with and recreate in your own closet. And I don't really believe that an outfit has to be super complicated to be considered fashionable. I would actually say that sometimes the most simple outfits are the most striking. Here is outfit number 6. It is all black. I'm wearing that very voluminous black tiered skirt with the black wrap top. And this time I do not have the tank top underneath, so you can see that very nice deep V shape of the top. I'm once again wearing my fisherman sandals and the small brown bag. And I have tied the navy bandana around the bag's handle. The volume of the skirt is definitely the shining star of this outfit. It is what stands out about it. I also think the bandana gives a little bit of lightness. Even just taking away the bandana, I think would completely change this and make it much heavier than it looks right now. I don't usually wear all black, so I was interested to see what I thought about this playing it back. But I will say that I really enjoyed wearing this on the day that I did wear it. I felt very elegant, to be honest with you. There's also something that reminds me of the 50s about this. I think this dress shape is similar to what is called the 50s new look. I think the A-line skirts of the 50s were a bit shorter than this, but this skirt is still giving me that same effect. I will say this is the most fancy of all the outfits that I put together, and this is probably something that I would wear to go on a date. I personally do like to wear black in the summer. I think it can be really chic and surprising. Overall, this is probably not one of my favorite outfits. I just felt a little bit like I was cosplaying Grace Kelly. I'm not sure if the top is working either with the tie and the v-neck and the long sleeves. I don't know. Is the top working? Let me know your thoughts, because yeah, I liked it on the day that I wore it, but looking back at it now, I'm like, would have it been better with a different top? I don't know. This is also the least boho of all my outfits by far. The only real boho items here are the raffia fisherman sandals and the patterned bandana. But I actually think this is very realistic to how much boho I want to have in my everyday outfits. Here is the last outfit. I am wearing my long maxi black tank dress with my oversized linen shirt, and that small brown bag with the bandana is again making an appearance, and I've kept the fisherman sandals the same here. I actually really like that shirt being long and loose on top. I even like it unbuttoned. Wearing such a large shirt actually makes me feel more comfortable in the dress just because it gives me a little bit more coverage. Sometimes I don't love how much a tight dress shows. I could have done this same thing with my red shirt from before, but I think having such a long and oversized shirt just adds a little bit of boldness and drama that I really like here. I also decided to try tying the shirt up, so I tucked in the bottom part of the shirt and then I tied it in the front. And this gives everything a much more classic shape. I've got the rule of thirds in play here now, with the top being a third and the bottom being about 2/3 of the outfit. I'm really glad I played around with this combination because it's just not something I would usually think to do. I have a lot of variations of this outfit actually. So here I decided to trade that very bright shirt for my very large pashmina scarf. And I'm just wearing the scarf draped over my shoulders and tied once in the front. I think this is so lovely. I've actually never worn my scarf this way, but it's definitely something that I'm glad that I know is a possibility now. The last variation that I tried was tied around the waist. So I folded the scarf in half and then I folded it into a triangle, and that got me to approximately the shape that I wanted. Then I tried it with the fringe tied in the back, and I thought it looked pretty good. But I eventually decided that putting the fringe in the front was ideal. So I know this tying the scarf around the waist thing is a popular thing to do right now, at least online. I actually haven't seen anybody do it in real life. But I think it looks really good with a dress. Because there's not too much fabric going on here, and because the top and the bottom is not different, I think this is quite nice to highlight the waist and just bring a little more interest to a very simple dress. And putting together this last outfit and all of its variations just reminded me that sometimes an outfit can be very simple, but it can still be very effective. So this is my reminder not to overcomplicate things and to just wear my simple outfits with confidence. And that is it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you liked all the outfits as much as I did. My goal is mainly to play with the clothes that I already have in my closet and to put together new combinations. And I think that actually going through this work is not something that people typically do. So if you are not already playing in your wardrobe and putting together outfits, I highly recommend it. You will find so many more combinations that you've never tried, and it will just be a good reminder to you that we do not need hundreds and hundreds of items to have very interesting outfits on the day-to-day. If you are interested, I have about 110 to 115 items in my wardrobe right now, and I could go through all of that with you if you'd like. So yeah, let me know if you'd like that video, and have a great rest of your day, and I will see you next time. Bye.